Marcel received a bye through the first round of the NCAA Championship Division II playoffs. Talk about what your team did last week and some of the results from this past Saturday's games.
Well, we worked last week. We tried to work ones against ones a little bit, keep game tempo, keep game speed, and toward the end of the week we gave them Friday and Saturday off, and we just waited to see who was going to win on Saturday.
North Greenville defeated Albany State 63-14 in the first round of the playoffs. Will be your opponent this coming Saturday. First, your thoughts on that game.
Well, it's obvious North Greenville played extremely well and put a lot of points on the board, and they're a team that's gotten better every week, and last 2 weeks they've played extremely well.
North Greenville jumped out to a 35-0 lead, including 4 touchdowns in the second quarter. Actually, 5 total after a kickoff return. What did you see on film that allowed them to play so well in the first half?
Well, they played unbelievable in the second quarter. First quarter they got a pick. They picked the second play of the game that Albany State ran, and then they scored a few plays later. And then in the second quarter they got another pick. Then they did a great job of moving the football. Then they returned a punt. Then they returned a kick. So for touchdowns. So they just sort of got it rolling, and Albany State couldn't slow them down.
In the game, North Greenville rushed as a team 47 times for 309 yards. On the opposite side of that, Albany State rushed 20 times for negative 11 yards. What did North Greenville do so well offensively, and then what did they do so well as a team defensively?
Well, offensively, they got so many weapons. They can score in so many ways, and Corn understands their offense and does a great job of checking and does a great job of getting them in good plays. And then on defense, they did a great job of putting pressure on Albany State and kept the pressure on them.
In the game, offensively for North Greenville, their running back, Rucker, was leading rusher, 10 carries, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. In all, they had 4 different people that scored a rushing touchdown for them. Talk about their play of their backs.
Well, we played them early in the year. Their backs are very talented. You got to get them on the ground before they get started, and then they do a great job of running the option out of the gun, and they do a great job of running inside, and Corn doing a great job of keeping it. If you don't get him on the ground, he can hurt you. And then we got to play assignment football because we got to have somebody on the inside zone play. We got to have somebody on quarterback and somebody on the pitch.
In the game against Albany State, Willie Corn was effective through the air, 10 of 15, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. What did you see on video that has allowed him to play so well, especially on their current winning streak?
Well, he's played well all year for him. He played well before we played him, and he's done a great job for him. And you got to have a senior or upperclassman trigger man, and he's a senior, and he understands their offense, and he's like their ace pitcher. He does a great job and keeps their offense rolling.
What have you seen from North Greenville defensively that they did well against Albany State, and who are some of their individuals that stood out to you?
Well, they're just so good up front. Smith, the nose guard, is really a good player, and they're really sound up front. The linebackers do a great job of running to the football, and they give you a lot of multiple different looks on defense.
Marcel's already faced North Greenville this season. Earlier this year on September 24th, the Lions defeated North Greenville 38-28. First, your thoughts from that game and how things changed for the upcoming matchup this Saturday.
Well, both teams had to continue winning, and they did a good job of winning out, and we did a good job continuing to win. And each team had to step up and find a way to win, and both teams did, and now we're matching up again.
In the first game against North Greenville, Jonas Randolph rushed 36 times for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, you expect them to key on him. What do you expect them to do schematic-wise, and how do you counteract that?
Well, I just, everybody comes into the game to stop Jonas, and it won't be any different. They'll come in and they'll have a scheme, and they'll do some things to try to stop the run game, and we just got to find ways to counteract, and we got to find ways to move the football against them.
As a team, in the first matchup, North Greenville rushed for 230 yards and 46 carries. One of their starting running backs, Rucker, carried the ball 16 times for 111 yards and 1 touchdown. What do you have to do in order to slow their offense down?
Well, we got to do a great job of playing assignment football, and our front's got to do a good job of. We can't allow them to single block us, and we got to do a great job when they're running the option. We got to know who we got, and we got to know who's got the inside zone play or the veer, whichever one they run. And we got to find a way to get on the quarterback and a way to get on the pitch, and then they'll do a great job of throwing the football. So, we've got a lot of things to defend and a lot of work to do before we play.
In the game against Albany State, you touched on this a little bit earlier. North Greenville had a punt return for a touchdown and a kickoff return for a touchdown. How do you neutralize the Crusaders' special teams?
Well, we got to do a great job of covering kicks, and guys got to play with effort. Special teams is guys playing with effort, guys wanting to make plays, and that's what we got to do. Our guys have got to want to make plays and play extremely hard.
Before discussing the final thought on the upcoming game on Saturday, this past Monday, Jonas Randolph was named a finalist for the Harlan Hill Trophy. Your thoughts?
Well, he's a great player, and he deserves what comes his way, and he's leading the country in rushing. So whatever comes his way, he truly deserves.
On Saturday, it'll be the first home playoff game as a Division II institution for Mars Hill. First time in the playoffs since 1980. Kickoff set for 12 p.m. at Mears Stadium. What kind of atmosphere do you expect from your players, the opposing team, and the fans?
Well, I think it's going to be a great game for people to watch, and I think they'll come in here and play extremely hard, and we're going to have to match their intensity, and we're going to have to play extremely hard.
What do you tell your team leading up to the game on Saturday?
Well, we just talked about getting better right now. We're just trying to get better in each practice and find a way to up-tempo practice and find a way to, sort of simulate their offense and their defense and get better at what we're trying to do on both sides of the ball.